It was a quiet morning at Westbridge College. Birds sang outside. The sun was soft and warm. Inside room 12, students chatted before class began. Some scrolled through their phones. Others talked about weekend plans. No one noticed the girl sitting alone at the back. Her name was Alina Gray. She had dark brown hair tied in a loose ponytail and wore a gray hoodie with her head slightly down. She wasn't new, but no one really knew her. She didn't speak much. She never laughed. She just watched, listened, always quiet. "Who is she again?" whispered Jordan to his friend Lucas. "Just some quiet girl," Lucas shrugged. "She's always here, but like invisible." Professor Daniels entered the room with a cup of coffee and his laptop. He greeted the class and began the lecture on astrophysics. Everyone groaned except Alina. Her eyes sparkled at the mention of deep space. Today's topic: unidentified radio signals from space. As Professor Daniels clicked through the slides, he paused. The projector flickered. The lights in the room blinked once. Then again, a low hum filled the air. "What the heck?" a student muttered. The projector shut off. So did the lights. For 10 long seconds, the room was dark. Then something strange happened. A faint glow came from the back of the room. It was coming from Alina. Her eyes were glowing a soft blue, like stars. No one saw it except Professor Daniels. When the lights snapped back on, she quickly looked away, blinking fast. The glow disappeared. He stared at her for a second. Too long, she noticed. The rest of the class laughed about the blackout and went back to their screens. But Daniels didn't laugh. He looked at Alina like he had just seen a ghost. Later that day, Professor Daniels met someone at a cafe near campus. A woman in a black suit sat waiting. Her face was cold, unreadable. "You're from the agency?" he asked. She nodded. "We received another anomaly report near Westbridge. You said you saw ... something?" I'm not sure," Daniels whispered. "There was a power drop, only for 10 seconds. But one of my students ... her eyes. They glowed, blue, not like contact lenses, like energy." The agent leaned forward. "What's her name?" He hesitated. "Alina Gray." The agent tapped on a black tablet. A file popped open. A photo of Alina appeared. Her birth records were blank past age 5. That night, Alina sat on her bed in a small apartment. She stared at the ceiling. Her foster mother had gone out for a night shift. The TV played in the background, showing the news. Earlier today, several satellites reported signal interference. NASA says it may be due to solar flares. But some experts believe the signals came from deep space ... Alina turned off the TV. She opened her drawer and pulled out a small silver box. Inside was a strange stone, blue and smooth, glowing faintly. Her fingers touched it. Images flashed in her mind: a giant ship, stars bending around it, a voice speaking in another language. She had seen it in dreams since childhood, but they weren't dreams. They were memories. Suddenly, her phone buzzed. Unknown number. "They found you. Be careful." Alina's heart raced. She stood up, locking the door. A second message came in. "They're watching your professor." The next morning, students returned to campus like nothing had happened. But Alina noticed the men in suits near the science building. Clean-shaved. Dark glasses, not students. Not teachers. She quietly walked to class, avoiding their eyes. Inside, Professor Daniels stood by the window, sweating slightly. When he saw her, he froze. She looked back at him, her eyes full of calm. Then the projector screen lit up again, showing images of deep space signals. Suddenly, Alina raised her hand. Everyone turned, shocked. She never spoke in class. "I think the signal shown here isn't natural," she said. "It's a warning." Daniels blinked. "A warning? How do you know that?" She paused. "Because ... I've heard it before, in my sleep." Laughter broke out across the room. Is she serious? One student chuckled, but Daniels didn't laugh. His face turned pale. Class is over, he said suddenly. Everyone out, now. The students grumbled but left. Only Alina stayed. He walked over to her. Who are you? He asked quietly. She looked out the window. They're not coming, she whispered. They're already here. That night, Agent Vale, the woman in the black suit, sat inside a surveillance van watching the school cameras. She's not human, she said into her headset. Or at least not completely. Her partner responded. Orders? Track. But do not engage. Inside the lab building, Alina walked alone. The halls were empty. Suddenly, a humming sound filled the air. She turned. A drone hovered behind her, small and black. Then another and another. Red lights scanned her body. Alina closed her eyes. The lights flickered again. The air bent around her like heat waves. The drones buzzed louder, warning signals screaming. Then they shut down. One by one, the hallway went silent. A whisper echoed through the hall in an alien tongue. She responded fluently. A portal opened. Blue light flooded the hall. A ship hovered outside the window. Not large. Not threatening. Elegant. Smooth. Silent. She stepped forward, but stopped. Behind her, Professor Daniels was watching from the shadows. You're leaving? He asked. She turned, her face calm. I'm not sure. They want me back, but I don't belong there either. What are you? He asked. Alina smiled slightly. I'm what happens when two galaxies fall in love and run. She turned back toward the ship, but before she could move, the window shattered. A beam of energy blasted from above, barely missing her. She ducked. A larger alien ship had appeared. This one was dark, spiked, and loud. Hostile. The small ship pulled Alina inside. As energy beams clashed in the sky, students below screamed, pointing at the skies. Professor Daniels stared as both ships disappeared into the clouds. 3 days passed. News agencies said it was just a weather balloon explosion. Students moved on. But Daniels couldn't. He sat alone in his office, watching the same video clip again and again, one taken by a student on their phone. In it, a glowing blue ship hovered silently above the building. For a single frame, Alina stood at the edge of the roof, looking down. Then gone. A knock came. At his door. Agent Vale entered. She left something for you, she said, handing him the silver box. Inside was the blue stone, and a message burned into the metal. When they come again, don't run. Call me. Far beyond Earth, in the orbit of a dying star, Alina stood on a crystal platform inside the small alien vessel. Before her stood two beings, tall, glowing, their faces hidden in golden masks. One knelt. My lady, he said in a voice like thunder. You have returned. Alina nodded slowly. Her human eyes were gone now. In their place, glowing galaxies. She looked back toward Earth on the screen. I'm not ready to rule, she said. But I am ready to fight. The ship turned, speeding back toward the stars, back toward war. But on Earth, no one knew. To them, she was just a quiet girl who never spoke. Until the aliens came. And she spoke the stars back into silence. The day began like any other. The sun was out. The wind was calm. People were busy with work and life. But something felt strange. No one could explain it. It was just in the air. Professor Daniels stood in the college parking lot, staring at the sky. The clouds weren't moving. They were frozen like a painting. His phone buzzed, but the signal was dead. He looked around. Cars were still. Birds had gone quiet. Even the wind had stopped. That had happened. The sky turned green for exactly 3 seconds. It wasn't lightning. It wasn't a storm. It was something else. The color pulsed like a heartbeat. All around the world, people saw it. Planes dropped in altitude. Radios failed. Satellites blinked offline. Then everything snapped back to normal, as if nothing had changed. But everything had changed. Daniels rushed to his lab. The security system had rebooted. All the data from the last 24 hours was erased. Gone, like someone wiped it clean. He opened his backup drive. Gone too. His hand trembled. He grabbed his phone, trying to call Agent Vale. No connection. Not good, he muttered. A voice behind him said, "They're coming faster than I expected." He turned sharply. Alina stood there, dressed in black. Her eyes weren't glowing now, but her presence was different. Stronger, calmer. You came back," Daniel said. "I didn't have a choice," she replied. "The shift has started." "What shift?" She stepped closer. "They're not waiting anymore. Earth's hiding place is broken." Daniels frowned. "You mean the sky?" She nodded. "It was a pulse scan. They were looking for me, but now they know Earth is active. They saw your satellites, your weapons. They think Earth is preparing for war." He swallowed. "Are we?" She paused. "You should be." Outside, more people started to notice things weren't right. The sky had returned to blue, but planes were being grounded. News channels showed strange patterns in the clouds. Satellite companies reported complete signal loss. Panic slowly spread. That afternoon, the President of the United States made an emergency broadcast. "We are facing a global situation. Unknown forces have disrupted our skies, our communication, and our power grids. Stay indoors. Stay calm. We are working with international partners to understand the source of these events." But in the science building of Westbridge College, Daniels already knew the answer. "So, what now?" He asked Alina, "What do they want?" "They don't want peace," she said quietly. "They want control." "Of what?" She turned and pointed to her chest. "Of me." Daniel sat down, feeling the weight of everything sink in. "Why you?" he asked. "I'm not just anything," she said. "I was made, hidden, raised here for a reason. My mother believed Earth would protect me. She was wrong." Daniel shook his head. "Earth didn't even know you were here." "Exactly," she replied. "And that was the plan. Until the signal woke up something buried in me." She opened her hand, and a small beam of light floated above her palm. It pulsed gently. "This is a piece of what I am," she said. "A signal key. With it, I can access the royal vault. Control. Old technology that could protect Earth. Or destroy it." Daniel stared at the light. "And they want that?" "They will burn this world to get it," she said. Suddenly, the building shook. Both of them ran to the window. A large object was descending through the clouds. It was smooth, metallic, and glowing faintly. People screamed outside, pointing at the sky. Cars stopped. Alarms rang. Then it hovered. It wasn't attacking. It was waiting. Military helicopters rose into the air, surrounding the object. Over loudspeakers, they warned it to retreat. The object did nothing. Daniels grabbed his phone again. Still no signal. "We have to stop this," he said. Alina shook her head. "You can't." "Why not?" "Because they're not here for you," she whispered. "They're here to judge." Suddenly, the object released a beam, not a weapon, but a projection. A figure appeared in the sky, tall and inhuman. Its skin was silver, its eyes like stars. It spoke in a deep, layered voice. "People of Earth, you shelter a being of royal lineage. She does not belong here. Surrender her, or we will take her by force." The projection vanished. The ship remained. Panic spread. Governments scrambled. News channels speculated wildly. Social media exploded. Some thought it was a trick. Others blamed secret space programs. Only a few knew the truth. Agent Vale stood in a control room deep underground. She was right. Vale said into the phone, "They're here, and they're not hiding anymore." Her commander replied, "Get to her. Protect her, at all costs." Vale hung up and left with 2 agents. Meanwhile, Alina and Daniels moved through campus, keeping low. "They'll track you," he said. "We can't stay here." "I know a place," she said. "Old metro tunnels. They're shielded." As they moved, more alien crafts appeared, small scouts, flying silently in the sky. But then came something worse. A dark ship. Larger, angrier. Its edges were sharp like blades. It moved fast. It cut through the air like a predator. Alina froze when she saw it. "They sent him," she whispered. "Who?" "The Collector," Daniels frowned. "What does he collect?" "Powerful blood," she said. "Royal DNA, like mine." Daniels looked scared now. "Can he track you?" She nodded. "Always." Suddenly, she screamed in pain and dropped to her knees. Her skin glowed faintly. Her back arched. "What's happening?" he shouted. "They're pulling my code," she gasped. "Trying to shut me down." He grabbed her hand. "Resist it." "I need something metal, signal-based anything. To anchor me." He looked around and found a broken radio. He ripped the wires and handed her the antenna. She grabbed it, and her energy surged through the metal. The air pulsed above them. The Collector's ship jerked violently and backed off. The pain stopped. Alina stood up, breathing hard. "They don't want to kill me," she said. "They want to use me." Daniels nodded. "Then we better not let them." Just then, Agent Vale and her team arrived. "We're here to escort her," Vale said firmly. "We've got a shielded bunker 3 miles west." Alina looked unsure. Daniels whispered, "You can trust her." They ran together, using the back roads and alleys. Military convoys passed by. Drones flew overhead. The skies were filled with shapes that didn't belong there. 1 hour later, they reached the bunker. It was underground, behind a fake warehouse. Soldiers stood guard. Inside, it was cold and gray. Monitors showed alien ship movements. Scientists worked non-stop. A general walked in. "You're the girl they want," he said. "Then tell us what to do." Alina looked at all the faces. "I don't want war," she said. "But they've already started it. You have to trust me." He nodded slowly. "Then give us something." She stepped to the center console. Placed her hand on the surface. The screens glitched. Lights dimmed. Then a star map appeared. The scientists gasped. "This is where they're coming from," she said, pointing. "This is where they'll strike next." "Where?" the general asked. "Antarctica," she whispered. "There's something buried there." "A gate, an old one." Daniels asked, "What does it lead to?" "To the throne world," she said. "The center of their power." Suddenly, alarms blared. "Unidentified energy surge," a soldier shouted. "Something is descending near our location." Everyone looked at Alina. She stood tall now. "They know I'm here." The general turned to Vale. "Get her out." Now. But it was too late. The bunker shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. Then silence. Alina walked to the door. "Wait!" Daniels shouted. She smiled softly. "I have to show them Earth is not weak," she said. "Let them see." She opened the door and stepped outside. Above her, the sky turned red. But she did not run. She looked up. Her eyes glowed again. This time, brighter, and the alien ships began to hesitate. They thought she was just a student. But now they knew the truth. The world was changing, but not in a way anyone expected. After the sky shifted and alien ships appeared, life on Earth felt like a ticking clock. News stations tried to calm the public, but fear spread fast. People talked about war, invasion, and one strange name that kept showing up on forums and secret government reports, Alina Gray. But no one truly knew who she was. Not yet. Deep underground, in a hidden research base below the Rocky Mountains, Alina sat in a white room. It was clean and quiet. Too quiet. She stared at the metal table in front of her. A small silver needle rested beside a scanner. "I don't like this," she said softly. Agent Vale stood across from her. "We need to know what's inside you. If we're going to protect you or defend Earth, we have to understand what they're after." Alina didn't move. Professor Daniels entered the room with a soft smile. "I'll stay with you," he said gently. She nodded and reached out her hand. The machine activated. A long needle slid into her skin, drawing a small amount of blood dot. Then everything changed. The scanner lit up red. Symbols and code appeared on the screen, unlike anything human. The scientists behind the glass window stared in shock. One of them shouted, "This isn't human DNA." Alina pulled her hand back. The machine continued to hum. Then it exploded in a burst of sparks. Daniels ducked. Alina stood still, unharmed. Vale rushed in. "What just happened?" A scientist replied through the speaker. Her blood reacted. "It's not just alien. It's Royal Class biocode. We've never seen anything like it." Daniels turned to Alina. "What does that mean?" She looked down at her hands. "I'm not just a hybrid," she said. "I'm a key." "A key to what?" Vale asked. "To a weapon," Alina replied. "A very old one, hidden somewhere out there. The ones chasing me don't want to kill me. They want to use me to open it." Daniels frowned. "Why would your blood be the key?" Alina closed her eyes. "Because I was born for it." Everyone in the room went silent. Alina took a deep breath and spoke slowly. "My mother was a scientist, not human. She worked for the royal family on their home planet. There was a war. The kings feared an uprising, so they built a weapon something that could wipe out cities, maybe planets. But it needed royal blood to activate. My mother was ordered to help, but she knew the weapon was wrong, evil. So she ran," Daniel said. Alina nodded. "She escaped. Found Earth. Fell in love with a human man. I was the result. I carry both bloodlines, royal alien and human. That makes me the only living access code." Vale stepped forward. "You're saying if the enemy gets you, they'll unlock this weapon and use it?" "Yes," Alina said. "And Earth will be the first test." Suddenly, a loud alarm rang through the base. A voice came through the speakers. "Alert! Perimeter! Breach! Multiple hostiles inbound." Vale's eyes narrowed. "They found us." Daniels grabbed Alina's arm. "We have to move now." They ran down the hallway, followed by armed guards. The walls shook from explosions above. Dust fell from the ceiling. "Evac tunnels this way." Vale shouted. They turned a corner and froze. Standing in front of them were 3 tall alien figures, dressed in black armor, glowing symbols running across their chests. Their skin was pale gray, their eyes glowing white. Alina stepped in front of the others. "Leave them," one of the aliens said. "We only want you." Daniels tried to block her, but she pushed him back gently. "I know them," she said. "Are not ready," the lead alien said. "You cannot protect them. Come with us." Alina's eyes began to glow. "No," she said. "You don't control me." The air around her shimmered. The lights flickered. The floor cracked under her feet. Suddenly, a wave of blue energy burst from her body, slamming the aliens against the walls. The guards opened fire. The aliens vanished in a flash of light. Daniel stared in shock. What was that?" "My power," she said, breathing hard. "It's waking up." They reached the escape tunnel and dropped into the dark passage. As they ran, Daniels asked, "Can you control it?" "I'm trying," she replied. "But the more I use it, the more I remember. And the more they can track me." They exited into a hidden garage. Vale drove them out into the mountains as night fell. The stars above shimmered with strange colors. Alina looked up, feeling them like whispers in her head. "They're watching," she whispered. Daniels turned to her. "Where is this weapon?" "The one your blood unlocks?" Alina hesitated. "I don't know." "Not fully. but I keep seeing something in my dreams. A place with crystal towers, a frozen world, Vale nodded. That matches what we found. There's an energy signal coming. From the South Pole, Antarctica, something old. Hidden under the ice. Alina's face grew pale. That's it. Daniel said, we have to find it before they do. The next morning, they flew in a stealth jet toward Antarctica. The cold air outside was brutal. Alina sat by the window, quiet. Are you scared? Daniels asked. She nodded. Not for myself. For Earth. The plane landed at an abandoned science station. The team geared up. As they moved through the icy tunnels, strange lights glowed under the snow symbols. Alien ones. Alina touched the wall. They built this before humans even. New fire. They reached a large chamber. In the center stood a platform with a strange control panel. This is it, she said. The gate. Vale stepped back. Can you open it? Alina stepped forward. Her hand hovered over the panel. It responded to her presence. Glowing blue dot then dash movement dot. The collector arrived. He stepped out of thin air, his armor black as night, his eyes cold and endless. So close, he said. You've done well finding it. Alina turned. You won't use it. He laughed. Oh, child, I don't need to use it. I just need to take you, and the gate will open. He rushed forward. Alina lifted both hands. Energy sparked around her. The collector raised a dark blade. Vale and Daniels opened fire, but the bullets vanished in a field of light. Alina screamed, and the gate exploded with light. A blast of energy threw everyone back. When the dust cleared, Alina stood alone. In the center, glowing from head to toe. Her hair floated in the air. Her voice echoed, "You will not touch this world." The collector charged again. She raised her hand and stopped him mid-air. He froze, body shaking. "I see now," she said. "You're not the hunter. You're the Key's shadow, a copy of me," he gasped. "No." She closed her fist. He vanished into dust. Silence. Daniels and Vale slowly stood. Alina dropped to her knees. Exhausted, Daniels ran to her. "You did it." She looked at him weakly. "I'm not done yet." She placed her hand on the gate center. It closed slowly, sealing itself. "The weapon is locked now," she said. "But not forever." Vale helped her up. "Then what?" "Now, we fight," Alina said. "Together. And we make sure they never open it again." Outside, the sky began to shift once more. But this time, Earth had its protector, and in her blood was the power of galaxies. Smoke rose from the frozen ground of Antarctica. The hidden alien gate was sealed once more, its blue light gone. Snow and ash fell together. Alina stood silently in the icy wind, her hands trembling. She had done what no one else could stop. The collector and locked away a galaxy-killing weapon buried beneath Earth, but it came at a price. Now the world knew her name. Across the globe, video clips and satellite images leaked. A young girl surrounded by glowing energy. Alien ships in the sky. A battle near the South Pole. No one could deny it anymore. Alina Gray was not just a student. She was something else. And now, both humans and aliens were hunting her. In a military base somewhere in Nevada. General Cross stared at the wall screen. Footage of Alina's powers played again and again. "She's too dangerous," he said. "We can't risk keeping her free." A young officer spoke. "But sir, she saved us. She stopped the aliens." Cross didn't blink. She also bent a steel gate with her mind and shut down half our satellites. "I don't care if she's part human. I want her found and locked down." He turned to a secret panel and opened a private line. "Activate Project Iron Net. We track her. And if needed, we neutralize her." Alina, Vale, and Professor Daniels were hiding in an old mining town deep in Colorado. They lived underground now, in the tunnels once used by gold miners. The place was cold, dark, and silent, but safe. For now, Alina sat near a fire, wrapped in a thick coat. Her eyes looked tired, but alert. Every time I sleep, I feel someone trying to reach me, she whispered. It's like a voice in my head, sometimes gentle, sometimes angry. Daniel stirred his tea. They're calling you. Who? Vale asked. The Royal Council, Alina said. They know I'm alive, and they think I've chosen Earth. Vale leaned forward. Haven't you? Alina looked down. I don't know anymore. Earth is scared of me. I can feel it. Daniels spoke softly. Maybe, but some people are scared of the sun too. Doesn't mean they want it gone. She smiled just a little, but their peace didn't last. That night, while everyone slept, a small black drone hovered just outside the tunnel. It scanned the air, then flew off into the clouds. A message was sent. Target confirmed. Proceed with capture. The next morning, Vale woke with a bad feeling. She checked the cameras outside. They were frozen. No signal, she said. They're jamming us. Alina stood quickly. It's them. Aliens? Daniels asked. She shook her head. No, humans. A low rumble echoed through the tunnels. The earth shook. Rocks fell from the ceiling. Move. Vale shouted. Explosions ripped through the mountain above. Dust choked the air. Lights flickered. They ran through narrow passages, coughing. Soldiers dropped in through holes in the ceiling, dressed in black armor with glowing visors. Alina Gray, surrender now. One shouted. She raised her hands. Her eyes glowed faintly. Daniels stepped between them. She's not your enemy. Stand down, sir. Vale pulled her weapon and fired a stun round. It hit the soldier's chest and knocked him back. Chaos broke out. Alina looked around. Heart pounding. She didn't want to hurt anyone. But they didn't give her a choice. One soldier fired a taser net. She held out her hand, and it froze mid-air. Gasps echoed. She turned it into mist. Then, with a gentle wave, she pushed them all back, not to injure, just to escape. Run! She shouted. They dashed into an old shaft. Vale dropped a smoke bomb and closed the metal door behind them. Breathing hard, they slid down into deeper tunnels. We have to split up, Vale said. They'll be tracking all exits. I'm not leaving you, Daniel said. You won't, Alina said. We move as one. By sunset, they were far from the mine. They reached an abandoned cabin near a river. For now, it was safe. Daniel sat by the window, holding an old radio. They're spreading news about you, he said. What kind of news? Alina asked. That you're not fully human, that you're a threat, that the aliens want you back and Earth wants to give you up. Alina stood. I saved Earth from the Collector. They don't care, Vale said. Fear makes people blind. Alina looked at the stars above. Then maybe it's time I stop hiding. What do you mean? Daniels asked. I mean, she said, I let them see who I really am. The next day, Alina walked straight into a public square in Denver. She wore no cloak, no mask. People gasped as she passed. Phones came out. Some ran. Some stared. She raised her voice. I am not your enemy. I've lived on Earth my whole life. I've walked your streets, learned in your schools, and dreamed under your skies. A child stepped forward. Are you really from space? She smiled gently. Only half. The other half is from right here. Then she looked at the cameras. I don't want war. I want peace. But if you hunt me, I won't run. I'll defend myself. News channels broadcast her words across the world. Some believed her. Some called her a liar. But one thing was clear. Alina Gray was no longer hiding. Far above. In space, a different council watched the footage. Tall, alien figures sat on golden thrones. Their faces were masked, but their thoughts were sharp. She has chosen Earth, one said. She is a threat to our control, said another. Then let us offer Earth a choice. the leader said. Surrender her or face destruction. 2 days later, a new message appeared in Earth skies. A massive hologram beamed down from a ship in orbit. A calm, powerful alien voice spoke in every language. We request the immediate surrender of Alina Gray. She belongs to us. Refusal will be seen as an act of war. Fear swept across nations that some leaders wanted to give her up. Others wanted to protect her. Alina watched from a secret location, her face unreadable. War is coming, Vale said. Yes, Alina whispered, but not just between humans and aliens. Daniels nodded. You mean ... inside Earth too? Yes, she said, and I'm right in the middle. The next morning, Earth's leaders met in secret. They argued, shouted, debated. She's too dangerous. She saved us. She attracts war. She is our only hope. In the end, they made a deal. They would send Alina to a neutral zone in orbit to speak with the alien. Counsel herself alone, Alina agreed. I won't run, she said. But I'll speak for Earth. Daniels grabbed her hand. Be careful, Vale nodded. We'll be watching. A shuttle took Alina into space. She stood before the alien council in a chamber of light and glass. You dare return? The leader asked. I do, she said firmly. You hunted me, but Earth raised me. I choose them. They are weak. They are human. They are mine, she said. The council grew angry. Then you will fall with them, she smiled. Then we'll fall together, but not without a fight. And with that, she stepped off their platform and vanished. Back on Earth, her signal returned. Daniels smiled. She's still with us. Vale looked to the sky. And they know it now. Alina wasn't just hunted anymore. She was chosen, wanted. By aliens feared by Earth, but stronger than ever before. And the real war had just begun. The shuttle glided silently through space. Inside, Alina sat alone in a small chamber, staring at her hands. The walls around her shimmered with soft blue light. It was meant to calm her. But all she felt was a storm inside. For days, the Alien Council had kept her here. They wanted answers. But what they did not know was that some answers were locked deep inside her mind, memories buried so far she could barely reach them. Suddenly, the door hissed open. A tall figure entered. His face was hidden beneath a silver mask, but his voice was smooth and cold. Alina Gray, he said. It is time to remember. She did not respond. He stepped closer and pressed a small device against her forehead. A gentle pulse of light entered her brain. Images exploded behind her eyes. She was a child, standing in a garden under 2 suns. A woman, glowing with power, held her close. This is your mother, the figure said. She loved you, but hid you, because you are the future of our race. Alina's mind flashed to the day her mother left her on Earth. A frightened goodbye, a promise to protect her. Why did she hide me? Alina whispered. To protect the key, he replied. The weapon you can unlock. Her heart raced. Show me more, the figure commanded. More memories came, of secret labs, of starships chasing her mother, of a hidden world destroyed. Then, a terrible moment, her mother's last words. Find Earth, protect it, and yourself. Alina gasped and pulled away. No more, she said fiercely. The masked figure nodded. Your memories hold power, but also danger. Danger to whom? She asked. To you, and to all you protect. He moved to leave, then stopped. There is a choice. Alina looked at him sharply. Accept your past and embrace your power. Fully. Or deny it and lose everything. The door closed behind him. Alina sat back, her mind swirling. She felt the truth and the weight of her bloodline. It was more than she ever imagined. Back on Earth, Daniels and Vale watched the empty shuttle monitor. She's being tested, Daniels said. Vale shook her head. They want to control her, or break her. Daniels clenched his fists. We can't let that happen. He activated a secure line to the space station orbiting Earth. Alina, he said softly. Remember who you are. You're not alone. Far above. Alina closed her eyes and reached deep into her mind. She called her mother's voice in the darkness. A single memory surfaced. A hidden code. Burned into her DNA. It was a map. A path to something powerful. And the key to ending this war. She smiled faintly. I remember now. She whispered. Suddenly, the shuttle's alarm screamed. The door opened violently. Alien guards poured in, their weapons drawn. Alina stood, eyes glowing fiercely. They rushed her, but with a shout, she unleashed a wave of blue energy. Guards were thrown back. She ran toward the control room. She needed to send a message. On the screen, she typed a few words. I remember. Help me. Earth is the last hope. Her hands trembled as she hit send. Outside the shuttle, the message flew through space toward Earth. Daniels watched it arrive, relief flooding his face. She's still fighting. Vale looked to the stars. And so are we. The world waited. Silence fell over the nations. The alien message still hung in the sky like a dark cloud. Earth's leaders gathered in a large, secret chamber beneath the United Nations building. The room buzzed with tension. General Cross slammed his fist on the table. We cannot let her roam free. Alina Gray is a threat to all of us. The president shook his head slowly. She saved us from destruction. She stopped the collector. She has knowledge we don't. The prime minister leaned forward. But the alien council demands her surrender. If we refuse, war will come, full scale. An advisor whispered, our weapons are ready. We have alliances. But this war, it could destroy everything. Vale stood silently in the corner, watching the faces filled with fear and doubt. Daniel sat beside her, voice calm but firm. We have another choice, Daniel said. We can trust her. Let her lead us. Let her speak to the council again. A senator laughed bitterly. Trust the half-alien girl who bends steel and controls energy. No, Vale stepped forward. She is one of us. If we surrender her, what message does that send? Fear wins. The president looked around, then nodded. Prepare a message. Tell her we will stand with her. But warn her, the next meeting with the council will be the last chance for peace. Far away, Alina sat in the command room of the space station. She watched the Earth's message come through on the screen. They believe in me, she whispered. Daniel smiled. They are scared, but hopeful. Suddenly, an alarm rang. We have incoming ships, a technician said. The alien council's fleet. Alina stood, eyes glowing. They are serious. Vale put a hand on her shoulder. Are you ready? She nodded. I have to be. The ships entered orbit like shadows. Large, black, and powerful. They blocked out the stars. The council's leader appeared again, his voice cold. Alina Gray. You defy us. Surrender now or face annihilation. Alina took a deep breath. I speak for Earth. We choose peace. But we will defend ourselves. The council laughed. Peace is weakness. Alina's hands sparked with energy. We will see. Back on Earth, news of the alien fleet spread. People prepared for war or hope. Some prayed. Some fought in training grounds. Vale, Daniels, and Alina's supporters worked to unite the world. Alina's powers grew stronger, but so did her doubts. Can we really win? She asked Daniels. He smiled. Not by strength alone. By courage. The day of the meeting came. Alina boarded a small ship, escorted by Earth's best pilots. They flew to the council's throne world, a cold, silver planet covered in glass towers. Inside the council chamber, the alien leaders sat in silence. Alina stepped forward. You fear what you don't understand, she said. The leader replied. We fear weakness and rebellion. I am not weak, she said. I carry the future of both our worlds. She raised her hand. A star map appeared, showing Earth and other planets. The weapon buried beneath Earth is not for destruction, she said. It is a test, a key to cooperation if we choose it. A murmur passed through the council. Alina continued, I ask you, judge me by my actions, not my blood. Judge Earth by its heart. The leader's eyes glowed. You speak boldly. Alina smiled. Because we are ready. Suddenly, the throne chamber shook out. An alarm blared. Outside, a rogue faction of the council attacked, seeking to ignite war. Alina reacted fast. She unleashed a wave of energy that shielded the chamber. The council's leaders watched in shock. The leader nodded slowly. You have proven your strength and your will. He turned to the rogue attackers. Peace will be decided here, together. Back on Earth, the news came through. Peace talks would begin. The world breathed. Again, Vale looked at Alina. You changed everything. Alina smiled softly. No, we did. Daniel stood beside her. The real fight for peace begins now. The skies cleared. The stars shone bright. And Earth made its last decision to stand with hope, not fear. The stars shone brightly above Earth, but below, a new kind of storm was rising. Alina stood on the balcony of the space station, orbiting her home planet. The cold wind whipped her hair as she looked out at the swirling blue and green world below. She felt different now, stronger, but also uneasy. There was a fire inside her that she could not control yet, a power waiting to break free. Alina, a voice called softly behind her. She turned to see Vale, standing quietly. You're awake earlier than usual, Vale said. Alina sighed. The power, it's restless. I feel it pushing. Trying to break through. Vale nodded. Your bloodline is changing you. Hybrid energy is unpredictable. Alina clenched her fists. I need to understand it before it controls me. Daniels joined them, carrying a small device. We have a plan. There's a place on Earth, an ancient temple hidden deep in the Amazon. It's said to be a gateway to the source of your power. Alina raised an eyebrow. A temple? Daniel smiled. Yes, old texts mention it. It might hold answers. Vale looked serious. But it's dangerous. Others want to find it too. Alina's eyes hardened. Then we find it first. The team prepared to return to Earth. As the shuttle broke through the atmosphere, Alina stared at the dense green jungle below. The temple was lost for centuries, hidden beneath thick vines and trees. The locals whispered legends about a child of two worlds who would come and awaken the ancient power. Alina felt the weight of those legends now. They landed near a small village. The villagers watched in silence as the strange visitors passed through. An old man approached. His eyes were sharp, full of knowledge. You seek the Temple of Souls, he said. Alina nodded. Yes, can you guide us? He smiled faintly. I have waited for you. The journey through the jungle was hard. Thick vines grabbed at their clothes. Strange sounds echoed from the shadows. Vale held her weapon tightly. Daniel studied the map. Alina walked carefully, feeling the jungle's energy around her. At night, she dreamed of glowing symbols and voices calling her name. Alina, a soft whisper said. She woke suddenly. Daniels was watching. Your dreams? Yes. They feel like memories, but not mine. Daniels frowned. Maybe they're the temple's call. Finally, they reached the clearing. The temple stood tall, ancient stone covered with glowing blue glyphs. Alina stepped forward, her heart pounding. Inside, the air was thick with power. They entered a large chamber. In the center, a pool of shimmering water reflected the symbols on the walls. Alina approached it. Her hand touched the water's surface. Suddenly, the glyphs lit up. A voice echoed in the chamber. Welcome, hybrid child. Your awakening begins now. Alina gasped. Her body trembled. Energy surged through her veins. Bright and wild. The room spun. She saw visions, star systems, battles, ancient wars. She heard voices, some kind, some angry. A figure appeared before her, glowing with light. "Who are you?" Alina asked. "I am the Guardian," it replied. "Keeper of the power you carry." Alina's eyes widened. "Why me?" "Because you are the bridge between two worlds, the key to balance." Suddenly, the temple shook violently. The walls cracked. A shadow slipped through the door, a dark figure with glowing red eyes. "It is time," it growled. "The hybrid must be tested." Alina stood firm. "You won't stop me," she said. Figure lunged. A fierce battle erupted inside the temple. Alina's powers exploded with light. She threw blasts of energy, shielded herself with glowing walls. The dark figure attacked with sharp claws and dark flames. Vale and Daniels fought off shadow creatures that appeared. Alina focused. She felt the ancient power inside her respond. With a final shout, she gathered all her energy and unleashed a brilliant wave that pushed the darkness away. The temple calmed. Alina stood breathless. The Guardian reappeared. "You have passed the trial," it said. "But your journey is far from over." Alina nodded. "I'm ready." Outside, the villagers watched as the jungle returned to peace. The old man smiled. "She is the one." Back at the space station, Vale spoke to Daniels. "She's changed." Daniels agreed. "Stronger, but still learning." Alina looked at Earth through the window. "My path is clear," she said softly. "We protect both worlds." Vale replied. And with that, the hybrid child, no longer just a student, awoke fully. The stars over Earth no longer felt distant. They watched in silence, holding secrets that only one girl could now understand. Alina Gray stood alone in the command deck of the Earth Defense Station, watching the swirling blue planet below. She looked calm, but inside, her heart raced. The transformation was complete. Her powers had fully awakened. Her mind had accepted who she really was. And now, the universe was calling her name. "Commander Gray?" A voice said gently. It was Vale. Alina turned. "Still not used to that title." "You've earned it," Vale replied, smiling. "The whole world knows you now. And more than that, they trust you." "I hope they still will after what's coming." Vale stepped closer. "What do you mean?" Alina walked to the screen and pressed a few buttons. A hologram appeared, showing dozens of alien ships approaching Earth's edge. "Not from the Council. Not from any known race. This fleet doesn't belong to anyone we've met before," Alina said. "They're ancient. Older than the Council. I've seen them before, in my memories, or maybe my blood." Daniels rushed in. "I just got word," he said. The Council intercepted a message. One word was translated: cleanse. Vale frowned. "So it begins," Alina nodded. "They want to wipe us out before our bloodline grows stronger. They fear the hybrid." "But why now?" Daniels asked. "Because I'm awake," she said. "And they know I've made a choice too. Stand with Earth." Back on Earth, panic spread across cities as the sky changed. News channels showed dark clouds forming, even though weather reports said clear skies. Children looked up. Adults whispered. Soldiers prepared. Governments activated global defense. People remembered what had happened last time. Alina was seen, the girl who glowed with light, the girl who fought shadows, the girl who rose from nowhere. And now, they understood that she was never just a student. Inside the war chamber of the Earth Defense Station, Alina gathered the leaders of all major nations. "I don't ask for your trust," she said. "I ask for your unity. We face a threat that does not care about borders, language, or skin color. It sees us all the same." The room was silent. "We're ready to fight," one general said. "But how do we beat something that has destroyed entire star systems?" Alina looked at him. "Not just with weapons, with will." She lifted her hand and let her energy shine through her skin, bright, blue, alive. "They fear this," she said. "Not because it destroys, but because it protects. Because it unites," Daniels whispered. "She's right. This isn't just war. It's history." As the enemy ships neared Earth, people around the globe watched the skies. Fear filled the air. Then Alina spoke again, this time through every screen, every signal. Her voice echoed in homes, shelters, bunkers. "I was once like you, quiet, afraid. I sat in classrooms. I walked alone. People saw me as ordinary. But the truth is, we all carry something powerful inside. Not alien blood, but the will to protect, to rise, to fight for what matters." She paused. "They thought I was just a student. But today, I am your shield." The battle began. Earth's ships rose into orbit, led by Alina herself. Vale commanded the Second Fleet. Daniel stayed behind to guide operations. The enemy was massive, dark. Spiked ships with no windows, no lights, only silence. The first strike came like a flash. One Earth ship exploded in fire. "Hold the line," Vale shouted. Alina closed her eyes and reached deep inside. Her body glowed brighter than ever. With a wave of her arm, a shield formed in front of the Earth fleet, absorbing the next attack. Gasps echoed across the comms. She blocked it. Daniel shouted from the station. "She's channeling raw cosmic energy," Alina's voice came through. "Push forward. I'll cover you." The fleet advanced, firing everything they had. But the enemy ships didn't break. "They're regenerating," Vale warned. Alina knew what she had to do. She flew straight into the center of the enemy formation, her body surrounded by energy. "Alina, no!" Vale shouted. "This is why I was born," Alina replied. "To stand where no one else can." She entered the mothership alone. The walls inside pulsed like veins. Shadows moved across the floor. A voice greeted her. "You are the hybrid, the error." "No," she said. "I'm the evolution." The shadow formed into a tall, skeletal being with no eyes, only swirling darkness where a face should be. You could have ruled galaxies. It hissed. "I chose Earth," Alina said. They attacked. The fight shook the ship. Alina flew, dodged. Struck with waves of energy. The creature hit her with a blast of red fire. She screamed, crashing into the wall. "Feel your weakness," it said. Alina fell to one knee. Her breath shook. Then she remembered her mother's voice. "Your strength is not in your blood. It's in your heart." She stood and rose higher, and screamed, not in pain but in power. Light exploded from her body, filling every corridor. The creature shrieked. Its form broke into dust. The ship cracked apart. Alina raced toward the core. She touched the control panel. One word appeared. "Reset?" She whispered, "Goodbye." She hit yes. From Earth's surface. People watched as the enemy mothership glowed, then disappeared in a quiet flash. Silence. Then cheers. Daniels jumped from his seat. Vale wiped a tear, but the screen stayed blank. "Where's Alina?" Someone whispered. Minutes passed. Then a small object reappeared above Earth. Her ship, damaged, but intact. Inside, Alina lay unconscious. They brought her aboard. Daniels rushed to her side. "Alina!" Her eyes fluttered open. "You did." "Ig," he said. She smiled weakly. "I told you. I'm not just a student." Months later, peace held. Earth joined the Galactic Council as an equal. The temple in the jungle was protected, and Alina's story became legend. But she didn't return to the classroom. She walked the Earth now as something more, a symbol, a leader, a bridge between worlds. And though she still smiled like a girl, everyone knew she was never just a student.